coverage of the coronavirus pandemic, the arrival of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine to Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, brought with it the steam needed to fight the pandemic that not only ravaged nations, but has threatened the entire existence of humanity. But there has been vaccine hesitancy across some sections, and this has been fueled by decades of misinformation about vaccines, which could threaten the entire strides made in Nigeria's response to the pandemic. TVC News' Kemi Balogun takes a look at how far the country has come after 1 month of receiving the first tranche of the COVID-19 vaccines.
The response to the coronavirus pandemic has shifted to vaccine arrival and distribution in most countries the world over, including on the African continent. 1 month ago, Africa's most populous nation received its first batch of close to 4 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. It became the third African country to receive first batches, and it also, at the time, received the highest number of doses, considering the nation's massive population.
I'm an African man now. Most definitely, we all have doubts about things like this. Can't stop you from contacting corona. You can't help anything. It's just the vaccine. We don't understand.
I want to believe that there are some certain people that have taken it and nothing has happened.
So I needed it for my NYC registration, so I did it. I came out negative.
Since the national launch of the rollout vaccine plan, all states except Kogi State have received thousands of doses of the vaccines, and the campaigns have since begun with more than 800,000 eligible Nigerians already vaccinated.
This is not something that is new to us. We've done it with the house-to-house campaigns of the polio program. Of course, it is challenging. Of course, it takes a lot of logistics preparations, but we've done it before, so we're going to leverage on our past experiences to make sure that we're able to deliver COVID-19 vaccines to Nigerians. We've also started the process of actually bringing in people in the second phase, that is people who are elderly. All of this is to make sure that the largest numbers of Nigerians, especially those who are most at risk, actually get the vaccines. As of today, the first day of April, we've been able to vaccinate over 800,000 Nigerians. That is really approaching 40% of the numbers of people that we have targeted in the first phase of this vaccination program.
Nigeria needs to achieve a 70% vaccine target in order to get the herd immunity needed to cut down on infections. And the agency says it believes that this can be achieved between 2021 to 2022. 2 more shipments are expected from different sources around May and June.
Vaccine hesitancy is a common problem globally. It's not a Nigerian issue. It's a problem where people who don't have the right information from the COVAX facility, what we've been told is that the vaccines will come right around May, potentially in June. For the African Union vaccines, we're expecting these vaccines around June or July.
When the vaccines came, the vaccine needed to be approved by NAFDAC.
This public health physician and the director of policy and advocacy at the Nigeria Health Watch believes that the government needs to do a lot more towards ending the vaccine hesitancy of a cross-section of Nigerians.
If you look back, once you're trying to do it, somebody comes up with something, something to counter whatever it is that you're trying to do. And again, that underscores the importance of advocacy.
Experts say that Nigerians' response to the pandemic remains commendable, and now with the arrival of the vaccine, a lot of sides should be expected in this response.
Some states only started a few days ago. One of the states has not even started. So given this situation, there's no guarantee that we will reach that herd immunity at the time that we set for it. I think it's going to be much, much longer than we said, particularly as you and I don't know when the next batch of vaccines will come.
But African leaders must look to the future, because this is not the last pandemic we're going to have. Even apart from the pandemic, we have other epidemics happening all the time. Quite different outbreaks. Nigeria is dealing with cholera outbreak, Lassa fever, yellow fever. So do we still have to wait for richer Western nations to get those vaccines for us? No.
The World Health Organization estimates that about 7 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in Africa. This first shipment of vaccines is part of 16 million doses allocated to the country through the COVAX facility aimed at covering at least 20% of the population. Nigeria is expected to receive an additional 42 million doses of approved vaccines in the batches between 2021 and 22 through the African Union's Africa Vaccine Acquisition Tax Team. Kemi Balogun, TVC News, Abuja.